Welcome back to Kansas Speedway as pit stops are underway. Our second truck of David Rudiman is in the pits for 4 tires, no adjustment. Remember, folks, he has no power steering, so he's requested a bag of ice to keep him cool throughout this race. Ray?
Mike Skinner is in, Wendy. They decided to take 1 pound out of the right front. They took that air pressure out and then said, no, let's not take a chance of dragging that nose again. Let's put that air pressure back in. Guys, with a good stop, Skinner will be coming in first and going out first.
Great pit work by Jeff Hensley and his crew for Mike Skinner. We saw a little bit of a close moment with Todd Cleaver and David Rudiman.
Well, and Phil, I want to touch on that. We'll probably be able to see video of that again, but Todd Cleaver passed David Rudiman going down pit road, and I'm guessing that one of them had to be speeding. I'm guessing that David Rudiman was trying to maintain his speed. This is why we're under our first caution. That's Kelly Sutton getting sideways through 3 and 4.
What a close moment for David Rudiman. She was on the inside of David Rudiman. Close call for Todd Bodine getting by on the inside, but we talked a little while ago when we saw side-by-side battle. You see another look. She's already sideways, but watch the yellow and black truck come by on the inside after Kelly makes her way down to the apron. Watch this right here. What a close call for the 30 of Todd Bodine. But when you have a truck on the inside, he loses air. He or she, in this case, loses air off the spoiler, and that gets him very loose. That's exactly what happened to Kelly Sutton.
Right along with Todd Cleaver. Just in front of him.
That's a tough situation. You really want to hold your brakes when you're going to the outside wall like that, because you know you're going to come back down. And that was very close with Todd Bodine. Very fortunate they didn't have a second collision.
Pit stops took place after our first caution. Mike Skinner was our leader when we went away to break, and now he's sitting second behind Johnny Chapman.
I said the race, you don't want to miss that race on Fox. Well, Fox's half of the season actually ended last week, so they're done for the year. That race will be on NBC tonight.
That's right. Your brother might have something to do with that.
He will. Todd Cleaver's taking over the second position from Mike Skinner. He's battling that, trying to break up that Toyota domination you were seeing so far. We've got a Ford now running second.
Well, and the other domination we've talked about is the Chevrolet Dodge domination, because Chevrolet and Dodge have won both races, and now we've got slow truck on the track. Justin Allgaier in the 63.
He's obviously made some contact with somebody with the front of that truck. Caution flag is out.
Now, why is he running on the track, guys? I mean, if you've got problems like that, you don't want to have fluid or anything coming out. So
to his defense, man, you never really know. I mean, you can see his tires rubbing up against his fender. He may have a problem with his steering. He may have just not been able to turn it down. He was working hard to get back off the track. Looked like
trying to collect his thoughts. There's a lot of things going on right now, trying to diagnose where his steering wheel is so he can tell his crew, hey, my steering wheel's still straight, or my steering wheel's off. That means my toe end is off. So there's a lot of damage to that truck, though. It's poked down. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened to Justin Allgaier. You see him, he's right in the middle, same situation. He was right in the middle of a couple trucks. He lost some air off the rear spoiler, and around he went. He made some contact, I think, maybe with the 29 of Brad Keselowski, which was the truck on the inside of him.
Yeah, actually, Brad was coming out, it looked like almost off pit road, and that's when Justin Allgaier went up. It looked like to maybe avoid Brad.
Looked like he was almost all 4 tires on the apron.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski, I think, may have been coming out of the pits. And so he was on the apron coming up onto the track. Justin Allgaier was on his outside. How about that save by Todd Bodine twice? Not once, but twice.
He is trying to catch his breath right now, I guarantee you. Let me just get settled down.
Well, we saw Mike Skinner do this earlier in the race where he was sideways going through the corner.
Watch Todd Bodine right now. He gets completely sideways. He's got his left front tire right on the apron. Almost loses his control. And this is really the second time that he got sideways. He got sideways coming off turn 2, but never backed out of the throttle.
Never backed out. The first time he had to back out right there. That was a great save.
Look at that, on board with Todd Cleaver. We saw him get sideways, and now Cleaver sees the opening, goes right by on the outside.
When you can read the door number from behind him, then you know he's sideways.
Problem, Steve Parkett spun around and hits the wall.
Chris Fontaine, the Ford truck, gets by him. You see a lot of damage to the left side of Steve Park's truck.
Our 6th caution of the day, that happening in turns 1 and 2. Predominantly, all of the cautions have taken place in that area.
See if you take a look back at what happened to Steve Park. He was going to drive down to the inside of Rick Crawford. See him battling side by side as they get down to turn number 1. He gets loose, Hank, even really before he gets down in the corner.
That's exactly right. I mean, as soon as he started to pull on that wheel, it looks like that thing just snapped around hard on him.
Again, we've said it time and time again, when you have a truck on the inside of another truck, you're going to lose some air on the spoiler. Chris Fontaine did a great job. Look, he was all the way up at the top of the racetrack, had to turn that truck hard left, hard left, maintain control, and avoid Steve Park. Good job by Chris Fontaine without very much experience. Ray, what's going on down there?
David Rudeman, who's struggled with power steering problems early on, back up into the podium position. And so Bodine, Cleaver, and Rudeman are your top 3 as they restart on lap 153.
Another slow restart for Ron Hornaday. Dennis Setzer looked to the outside because Ron Hornaday took off slow. Ron pulled up to block him, and then Mike Skinner drove by on the inside. So Ron Hornaday is definitely having some problems on the restarts.
Hopefully he won't lead to something that'll knock him out of the race. He'll be able to finish this race.
That allowed Mike Skinner to move up into the 4th position. He got by both Dennis Setzer and Ron Hornaday. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened right in this restart. Remember, that's Ron Hornaday right there, the black truck. You see the restart here. Watch Dennis Setzer.
Hold on. We got a big accident in turn number 4. Truck upside down. Kelly Sutton having some problems. Getting spun around. Excuse me, not upside down, spun around.
She was definitely upside down. You can see the damage to the roof of that truck. You can see Kelly moving around in the truck.
Another truck also involved back up the track a little bit further. Red flag has come out.
See if we can take a look back, Rick and Hank, at what happened. Looks like the 4 truck gets a little sideways. He might have made a slight bit of contact with the 10 of Terry Cook. We see Kelly probably going to come along here with nowhere to go. You see he made some hard contact with the left front of Chris Fontaine's, and that sent her up into the outside wall, and somehow her truck got upside down. Let's see if we can take another look at it. Watch the 4 truck. Kelly Sutton's going to come along and clip her.
She was out of control a little bit coming in there. You could see that she was just trying to recorrect when she got into that 4.
Yeah, she was sideways. She had lost control coming in. And you can see the radiator leaking there, but you're right, it flipped back over when it hit the apron. And she was lucky to get him in the left front and not in the door there.
She's getting out. That's a great sign right there. And the nice thing about these trucks, they're about 8 inches taller than a Busch car or a Cup car, so there's a lot extra headroom there. And obviously Kelly Sutton took a heck of a ride there, but she's walking to the ambulance on her own power. That's great to see.
They will take Kelly Sutton into the infield care center, check her out, and make sure she's okay. We're riding along with David Starr and take another look at this. We saw the 4 of Chris Fontaine get into the wall. That was the smoke in the truck that you saw on the right side as we went by. Let's take one more look of Kelly getting upside down.
There's Chris Fontaine coming off the outside while Kelly's going to come along. She tried to turn. She was up high. She tried to turn left, but when she did, she lost control of the truck, and she was actually out of control, as you mentioned, Rick, when she made the hard contact with Chris Fontaine. But the impact is what turned her truck over.
Kind of launched her. She hit right on the tire and just pretty much ramped her right up in the air and flipped over. She was doing a good job to miss that wreck. She was up high, tried to turn low, and he obviously probably didn't have any brakes after hitting the wall that hard. Just was a sitting duck.
David Rudeman, 3rd. Bill Lester, another great run going. Could equal his career best finish as 6th. He's being shown 6th. Dennis Setzer fought back to a top 10 run scoring. So far, he's in 7th. There's Bill Lester. Great battle for the 6th position. There's Bill Lester, the 22 and 6th. And there's the 7th place truck of Dennis Setzer, our point leader, the 46.
And he'll hold on to that point lead as Bobby Hamilton has had a tough day today. He's currently in 14th. Todd Bodine goes across the start-finish line. 3 laps of racing to go.
Todd just needs to be smooth and not make any mistakes right here. You can see he's really on the white line. That truck's been hooked up on the bottom.
Oh, problems. Matt Crafton hitting hard into the wall. You see the damage to the front of that truck.
He had worked his way into a top 10 running position. He was running 8th or 9th the last time by, and he's made some hard contact.
Well, and Todd Bodine has shown that he can restart very well. Now, the one thing he'll have to worry about is a mistake. That is one thing you do not want to do, is make a mistake on the restart.
Spinning the tires, missing a gear. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened to Matt Crafton. He's on the inside right there of Ted Musgrave. Looked like he may have been coming up the hill, trying to use up the racetrack, maybe even pushing a little bit. Made some contact with Ted Musgrave. That turned him in to the outside wall, made some pretty hard contact.
Musgrave was very fortunate not to get any more damage than what he got.
And we saw Matt Crafton when he came to rest here in the infield grass. He did try to start and keep that truck moving and get it off of the infield grass, but the moisture in the area, I think, was too much for him to get any traction, and so he wasn't able to get that truck moving, and now the safety crews are attending to him in the infield.
Let's see if we can take a look at it again. Watch Matt Crafton. He's on the inside of Ted Musgrave. Ted Musgrave's moving way up the racetrack. Matt Crafton looks like he needed to use some more racetrack to try to clear Ted Musgrave. Unfortunately, was not able to clear him. They made contact. It turned Matt right into the outside wall.
Like you said, he was having a good run. Fortunately, he's walking away from this, but he was just fighting for everything he had there at the end of this race.